Check on iKeysRacing. Welcome back, everybody. What are we doing here today? Oh, finally, I had a bit of nostalgia for GTLegends and all the meaning behind everything about grand tourers cars of the 60s and of the 70s. And I did remember I had the episode number 12 to complete, because the two races of this touring car heaven that will complete, hopefully, the Cup Stage B, will have two left races to do. Let's go with this beautiful car at the amateur level. It was the one suggested by myself as a sort of average competitive, if you are not like me very trained on GTLegends, and to avoid the professional straight on, I just say hello to Robbie Sim Racer that is approaching the professional level, and he's struggling, even if he's far more trained than me, more highest skill level, more he is definitely greater than me driving racing games, but I've seen how difficult can be GTLegends at the professional level, so the purpose to complete the game in his live session that I like very much and I watch very often, and I try also to suggest to you to follow Robbie Sim Racer, that is very nice, very welcoming and very high skilled from a driving pure point of view. So I am less good than him, so I will continue with the amateur level, and let's go to Spa-Francorchamps. And another thing I forgot to say is that Robbie Sim Racer races live differently from me, that I take opportunities here and there when I finish my job or when I have some long breaks between the morning and the afternoon sessions to just let's say record straight and then doing the editing afterwards, but it's the only way I have found to be at least consistent on publishing new episodes. And so, going to the garage, I would like to load the Monza setup that I think will be okay also on Spa, also because we don't have the possibility to arrange front and rear wings, so it will be just a matter of racing as much as possible consistent with a decent level of grip. But anyway, I save a Mustang base setup, I do some cornering here and there, and then we will check temperatures, because as always the aim is to have all the surface of tires completely gripping the asphalt, so with the same temperatures between mid, external and internal tire temperature. Okay, I did some practice just to be sure to not lose anything here and there, and I think I will be not the quickest Mustang on track, so the only thing I can hope to do is score points and place the car at least in a decent position. Reason is top speed is okay, so if you want to try your own lap, this is the final gear ratio equal to Monza, and it's okay. At the end of the straight of the Camel, after the Eau Rouge, I get the top speed around 6,200 something RPM. That is the maximum allowed for the car. At 6,500 it goes into the red zone, and so in case of draft, of slipstream, whatever, I'm going to stay with this particular setup. Tires, as you can see, are more or less well warmed up. The difference is that I could handle and manage a different setup, so 1 kilopascal less to bring the front right tire into a less internal temperature. To me, this setup is more or less a compromise. I've increased from 15 to 19 degrees the steering lock, just to be sure that when I turn the steering wheel, I give the same amount on the steering wheel, for example 90 degrees in this movement compared to this movement on the right direction. But if you do this and the steering lock is 15 degrees instead of 19, you do the same movement with your steering wheel, but you turn less your front tires. So because there is the bus stop, there are some tight corners, I do prefer to use this figure. Apart from this, tire temperatures is more or less good. I mean, the surface of the single tire is more or less at the same temperature, internally, externally, and in the mid part. The only thing is the front axle. I would have had 207 kilopascal here on the front right to have the internal temperature, let's say, sorry, the mid temperature equal to internal and external, and here maybe a bit of camber negative, if you will, but unluckily this car can't manage non-symmetrical setup. I mean, I've not found any option for this car, so I would keep as it is. It is a compromise, but at least for the Eau Rouge I have for sure all the surface touching the ground, and the majority of corners are right turns, so the external part of the front left tire is at least used as much as possible in the mid and external part. The rear is okay. Another thing I did is keep the ride height at 15 centimeters in the front and increase from 16 to 18 the ride height of the rear, just to be sure to have a car not like this but more pointing down with the front. It helps a bit to turn the car. Also because remember, the Mustang is a rear wheel drive, yes, but engine, transmission and let's say physics of the car are all around the front major weight, so let's say it's a problem if it becomes too much understeering. Not only to say that I like more a slight oversteering car. Okay, I think I've covered everything, so it's time to save the setup and go to race. Okay, wish me luck. Eau Rouge will be not flat out, believe me, not with cold tires. But also with warmed up tires, it's almost impossible with a Mustang do it flat out. Sorry for the touch of the Mini. Lotuses are absolutely the quickest on corners. The first lap is always the place where you can gain many positions. But also you risk to throw away your race, as I very often do. P6 after one lap, not bad at all for an old git like me. But now we are going to face the strongest drivers. I move forward a bit the brake bias. The car tends to slip with the rear while braking. Okay, P1 after 2 completed laps, so we should be in the third lap, but I've lost already the count, so I'm just cruising to the end, hoping to have enough fuel because I've loaded really a tiny buffer more of fuel to do 8 laps race. And I'm sorry, but there will be the need to record another episode for the last race at Imola. Let's see, I am around 30 minutes now, 24 to be precise. And I will do also some short shift. Use more the torque than the power of the car, the effort in fuel. At least we have a decent gap with the other cars now, decent advantage. Should be now mid of the race, lap 4 and something. It's a pity that with the pit board, it's a pity board, because it doesn't give the number of laps, or maybe I've seen just the position. I've seen the gap with the others for the advantage, but not the number of laps. I think I've cooked the tires. Ooh, very wide. Very badly wide here. I hope it is not the last lap, because I'm going to lose at the start-finish line. iKeysRacing in this case. No. And luckily I had an advantage that was not so tiny. Almost a drag race. And maybe before I've said Lotus Cortina, I'm not sure. That is a Chevrolet Impala for what I see. Not an expert of muscle cars, and in general of American cars, but looks like a Chevrolet. And I don't know how many laps left. Let's see if I can see it from here. Lap 6 out of 8. Sorry for the position of my hands on the steering wheel, but I'm trying to avoid to touch the camera pointed on my hands. It's not very far from me. Fuel should be okay. I hope so. Whoa! Winning at Spa-Francorchamps, one of my 3 best favorite tracks. First one is Le Mans, the second is Monza, the third one is Spa-Francorchamps. Sorry for the Nürburgring fans, nothing personal, but this is absolutely my favorite place, 3 favorite places where to run. And today we achieved also the possibility to be scored maybe as the best and quickest guys out there, because 311 just with, no, was a Lotus Cortina, sorry, I was thinking, no, let me check, no, it was a Ford Falcon, not a Chevrolet Impala for the second arrived, 6 seconds behind, so at the end he did give up, definitely, because 6 seconds in 2 laps are far from my current performance. And what else to say, we are also the quickest, so thank you very much for helping me today. It has been a tough race, 8 laps in how many minutes? 26, almost 45 minutes of recording, but I will cut down the length of the video so we can finish the race. Let's go, saving hot lap, and we dominate with another 10 points for what I remember the classification. So even if we don't score points at Imola, we will win the challenge touring car heaven, even if let's say at the average difficulty level, but believe me, at least for me it is tough enough. To continue, go to Imola waiting for the new episode, new race. It will last, I think, 20 minutes, just the race, 8 laps, around 2 minutes for each lap. And also I think this is the version of the 2000, so will be already fulfilled with new chicanes at the Tamburello and at the Villeneuve corners. But anyway, for the current moment, I would like just to save the game, say thank you to you all out there regarding the kindness you put always watching my videos, subscribing to my channel. You are more than welcome, also for suggestions, comments, insults, whatever you like. And so I give you the appointment for the GTLegends episode number 13, where we are going to race at Imola for the last race of the championship. Let's see the challenge standings, okay, and restart the challenge, not at all. So yes, at the end we can say that it will be just a matter of concluding the season, but we are far from winning, but we are far from losing the championship. Anyway, we will try to win. I don't want to disappoint Ford Mustang fans, iKeysRacing subscribers, and now that I've found a software, a racing game simulator that allows me to win at an average level, I would say I'm more than happy once in a while to conclude as a winner something. So that being said, guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful and bad people, thank you very much again for watching iKeysRacing channel, for coming to meet me here. I wish you all the best for the rest of your week, and best wishes also to your beloved. And as always, if you don't know what to do, stay home, stay safe, stay racing. See you very soon from Monza and from the virtual Spa-Francorchamps, and now from the Imola circuit. Bye bye from Marco. See you very soon. Ciao.